Chosen one, listen closely. This is not by accident that you are here, not by coincidence that these words have found you. Heaven has a way of speaking when the world goes silent. And right now, this message is reaching into the deepest places of your soul because you have carried a pain too heavy for most to imagine. But I need you to understand something prophetic today. Your pain was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to be the very soil from which your power would grow. God is about to turn your pain into power, and no force of darkness can stop what He is about to release in your life. You have been misunderstood, haven't you? You've walked into rooms and felt the stares, the whispers, the invisible weight of rejection pressing on your shoulders. There have been seasons where the very people you trusted most became the ones to wound you deepest. You've cried tears in secret, wondering why the battles kept coming, why the betrayal felt endless, why the loneliness seemed like a never-ending wilderness. And yet, despite it all, you are still here. Do you know why? Because you are chosen, because heaven's hand has been on you since the day you were born. Because every wound, every heartbreak, every disappointment has been shaping something inside you that others cannot comprehend. The truth is, chosen ones are rarely celebrated in their beginnings. They are tested, stretched, and crushed. They walk paths where others cannot follow because the destiny resting on their lives is not ordinary. Maybe you felt like life has been unfair, like doors slammed shut while others walked through with ease. But what you didn't see was that God was protecting you. He was preserving you. He was setting you apart for something greater than what you imagined. The rejections that broke your heart were divine redirections. The betrayals that cut deep were heaven's way of severing ties with those who could not handle the magnitude of where you are going. Think back to the nights you thought you wouldn't make it. The nights where you stared at the ceiling, questioning your worth, questioning if anyone truly saw you. You may not have heard an answer then, but heaven was watching. God collected every tear, recorded every prayer, and saw every hidden struggle. And now He is preparing to make sense of it all. You see, chosen one, pain is not wasted in the hands of God. Pain becomes preparation. Pain becomes prophecy. Pain becomes the very evidence that your story is about to shift. You may have felt abandoned, but you were being positioned. You may have felt crushed, but you were being refined. You may have felt broken, but in truth, you were being rebuilt into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who carries a divine authority that cannot be shaken. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you survived what others could not. And those scars will one day testify of the glory that was birthed through your suffering. Do not be deceived by the silence of heaven in your darkest moments. God's silence was not His absence. His silence was strategy. Sometimes the teacher remains quiet during the test, not because he has abandoned the student, but because he is watching closely, knowing that the student is stronger than they believe. That is you. You have been tested, and even when you stumbled, you did not fall beyond His reach. You are still standing, and that alone is proof that you were never forsaken. Many people will never understand the weight of what you've endured. They'll never comprehend why you carry a certain fire in your eyes, why you walk with a quiet strength, why you are cautious about who you let near your heart. But chosen ones are often marked by a depth others cannot explain. You've had to grow up faster, endure more, and wrestle with shadows that would have consumed someone else. And yet you emerged, not unscarred, not untouched, but alive, awake, and closer to God than ever. Right now, you may feel like your life has been delayed, like others have raced ahead while you've been forced to wait. But what you must realize is that divine timing never looks like human timing. God has been aligning things behind the scenes. He has been protecting you from counterfeit blessings, from premature breakthroughs, from victories that would have crushed you if they came too soon. You are not behind. You are being perfectly prepared. And soon, the same people who doubted you, who mocked you, who thought your story was over, they will witness what happens when God steps into a life and turns pain into power. Chosen one, I need you to receive this. Your pain has been a womb. It has been incubating a destiny, cultivating a strength, and producing a resilience that will carry you into the season you are about to enter. The enemy tried to break you because he saw the greatness inside you before you did. He saw the light you carry, the authority you would one day walk in, and he tried to suffocate it before it could mature. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen, and because you endured, your season of transformation is near. God is about to lift the veil. He is about to reveal why the pain was necessary. He is about to show you that what looked like loss was actually gain in disguise, that what felt like a curse was actually a hidden blessing, that the nights of weeping were paving the way for mornings of joy. Your story is about to shift from mourning to dancing, from ashes to beauty, from weakness to strength. So hear this clearly. Your pain is not your identity. It is not your final chapter. It is not your permanent address. It was a passage, a bridge, a process leading you to the place where power and purpose meet. God is about to redeem every broken piece and weave it into something glorious. He is about to prove to you and to those watching that nothing was wasted, nothing was overlooked, and nothing will remain the same. You are chosen, and heaven is speaking. This is the beginning of your turning point. Chosen one, if only people knew the weight of the battles you've been carrying in silence, they would understand why you walk differently, why your spirit carries a fire that cannot be quenched. You have walked through valleys where shadows whispered that you would not make it out. You have stood in storms where the winds of betrayal, rejection, and loss threatened to sweep you away. Yet here you are, breathing, enduring, rising. Do you realize what that means? It means that no battle has been wasted, no attack has succeeded, no weapon formed against you has prospered, because God's hand has never left you, not for a moment. You've faced enemies who wore smiles in public but sharpened knives in private. You've been surrounded by those who wanted to see you fail, those who couldn't understand why, despite everything, you kept pressing forward. They tried to break your spirit through gossip, through manipulation, through schemes meant to crush your confidence. And for a while, it may have felt like they were winning. The loneliness crept in, the doubt pressed against your mind, and the weight grew unbearable. But chosen one, every attack only revealed your strength. Every betrayal was proof that you carried something so valuable that others became threatened by it. You see, treasure is never attacked unless it has worth. Thieves don't break into empty houses. The intensity of your battles was evidence of the greatness you carry. There were moments when the warfare felt invisible, yet overwhelming. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an unspoken tension, as though your very presence unsettled the atmosphere? That's because chosen ones carry light, and darkness is always disturbed by light. Spirits that cannot align with your anointing sense it immediately, and they react. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your spirit convicts what lies within them. That's why you've been targeted, misunderstood, even despised by people who never took the time to truly know you. Your very existence is warfare in the unseen. But let me tell you this with authority. God has seen it all. Every sleepless night, every whispered prayer, every moment you wanted to give up but pressed on anyway. Every silent battle where no one else understood what you were going through. He was there. He recorded it. He shielded you when you didn't even realize it. Some attacks that were meant to take you out never even touched you because his angels stood guard around you. You may never know how many disasters you were spared, how many schemes were blocked, how many traps were dismantled before you ever saw them. And now heaven is declaring, it is time for your rising. Those who laughed at your struggles, those who counted you out, those who assumed your silence was weakness, they are about to witness your elevation. They thought you were finished, but they didn't know that chosen ones don't break, they multiply. The very ground where you were buried will become the soil of your resurrection. The same voices that mocked you will be silenced as God lifts you higher, and they will have no choice but to acknowledge that His hand is on your life. You see, chosen one, your battles were never just about you. They were spiritual training grounds. They forged your spirit, sharpened your discernment, and prepared you for authority. You have endured what would have destroyed others because God was building resilience inside of you. Think of it this way: the deeper the roots, the stronger the tree. Your pain pushed your roots deep into God, and now your strength cannot be easily shaken. That is why, even now, the enemy trembles. He knows what's coming. He knows you are rising. He knows that every attempt to destroy you has only birthed a greater power within you. Your adversaries are restless, though they may not admit it. They sense the shift in the spiritual atmosphere around you. They see the glow on your countenance, the renewed fire in your eyes, the unshakable peace that has replaced your despair. They remember the times when they thought they had you cornered, broken, defeated. But now they can see that something has changed. You are no longer the same person who wept in secret, who questioned their worth, who carried the weight of shame. You are emerging as the one God always intended you to be, a living testimony that no pain is wasted, no battle is in vain, and no chosen one is ever abandoned. And let this truth sink deep. The trembling you feel in the atmosphere is not fear in your heart. It is fear in theirs. Because your rising means their hold is broken. Your rising means their schemes are exposed. Your rising means they cannot control or contain you anymore. They sense that God's justice is drawing near, and their season of mocking, lying, and manipulating is ending. Heaven is about to vindicate you publicly. Think of David in the fields, overlooked, underestimated, forgotten by his own family. Yet while others laughed or ignored him, God was preparing him for the throne. The lion and the bear he fought in secret became training for the giant he would slay in public. And just like David, the private battles you've faced, the nights of warfare, the tears nobody saw, the strength you had to summon when no one clapped for you, those battles have prepared you for the very giant that stands before you. And soon the giant will fall. Your enemies underestimated you because they mistook your humility for weakness. They thought your silence meant defeat. They thought your brokenness meant the end. But chosen ones don't stay broken. They are rebuilt by the hands of God Himself. And what He rebuilds is stronger than before, more powerful than before, more radiant than before. That is why your adversaries are trembling, because they are about to witness the unveiling of the real you, the you that pain tried to bury, the you that rejection tried to silence, the you that heaven has been preparing for such a time as this. Chosen one, the battles you've fought are proof of your calling. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still moving forward despite everything, is a sign of divine strength. And this is the season where your endurance pays off. You are stepping into the fulfillment of promises, into a place where your enemies cannot follow, into a destiny that no one can deny. God is about to turn every battle into a breakthrough, every scar into a story of triumph, every tear into a testimony. You have proven your strength by surviving, and now heaven is declaring, it is time to thrive. Chosen one, listen closely to what heaven is whispering right now. The season of injustice is closing. The tables are about to turn. Every time you were lied on, every time your kindness was abused, every time you were overlooked while others were celebrated, God took note. And now He is preparing a reversal so profound that it will not just be a blessing to you, it will be a public display of His justice. You have endured long enough in the shadows. Now the light of God's vindication is about to rest upon you. You see, when God raises a chosen one, He does it in such a way that no man, no enemy, no system can take credit. Your story is not going to be one of coincidence or luck. It is going to be undeniable evidence of divine orchestration. The same mouths that spoke against you will be forced to witness your elevation. The same eyes that rolled in disdain will widen in awe, The same hands that pointed in mockery will be silenced as God himself lifts you higher. Do you remember Joseph? His brothers sold him, betrayed him, left him for dead. He was imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. For years, it seemed like his life was nothing but suffering. But when God's appointed time arrived, Joseph was not just released. He was elevated to second in command over Egypt, and the very ones who betrayed him had to bow before him. Chosen one, that same reversal is written into your destiny. Those who tried to bury you will one day see that they only planted a seed. The pit was not your end, it was your preparation. The prison was not your punishment, it was your training ground. And now the palace is within reach. I know there were times you asked yourself, why me? Why must I be the one to suffer? Why must I be the one misunderstood, rejected, betrayed? But chosen one, suffering has always been the mark of greatness. It is the crucible that shapes kings and queens, prophets and leaders, healers and visionaries. Your suffering is not evidence of abandonment. It is evidence of divine investment. God trusted you with pain because he knew you would not waste it. He knew you would allow it to refine you instead of destroy you. And now, because you endured, the crown of victory is near. Every delay you faced is about to make sense. Every door that shut in your face is about to reveal its purpose. God was not denying you. He was protecting you from lesser paths. He was reserving you for something greater, something that matches the weight of your calling. And when he opens the door, no man can shut it. No jealous tongue, no envious heart, no scheming hand can block what heaven has decreed over your life. This reversal will not be hidden. It will be visible. It will be undeniable. The people who once pitied you will marvel at you. The people who once called you weak will see your strength. The people who thought you were forgotten will realize you were hidden, preserved by God for a moment such as this. And when he brings you out, it will be sudden. Overnight shifts, unexpected breakthroughs, unexplainable favor. That is what happens when God turns pain into power. But let me tell you something even deeper. This justice is not just about you. It is about every soul attached to your destiny. When God elevates a chosen one, he uses their story to inspire generations. Your life will become a living testimony, a beacon of hope to others who are still in their valley, still in their wilderness, still questioning if God sees them. Your rising will whisper to their hearts, "Hold on. If God did it for them, he will do it for me." That is why your testimony carries such weight. You are not rising for yourself alone. You are rising for every wounded soul who thought their story was over. Chosen one, I want you to lift your head and open your heart, because this is your moment to believe again. Yes, you've been through storms. Yes, you've been bruised, broken, and left behind. But that was not the end. That was only the middle of your story. The ending will be glorious. The ending will be victorious. The ending will reveal the justice of God in such a way that even your enemies will have no choice but to acknowledge that his hand is on you. Do not underestimate what is coming. This is not a small blessing. This is not a minor breakthrough. This is a divine reversal that will shock even you. The very places where you were humiliated will become the places where you are honored. The very people who looked down on you will be forced to look up at you. The very pain that once silenced you will become the very power that propels you. So I speak to your spirit right now. Rise. Rise out of despair. Rise out of shame. Rise out of the ashes of what was. Your time has come. Your season has shifted. Heaven is calling you higher. You are not just surviving anymore. You are about to thrive. You are not just enduring anymore. You are about to reign. And I want you to act on this. Do not shrink yourself any longer. Do not apologize for the light you carry. Do not minimize your calling to make others comfortable. Step boldly into the destiny God has prepared for you. Speak life over yourself. Declare victory over your circumstances. Walk with authority because heaven backs you. The same God who carried you through the fire is the same God who is now crowning you with favor. Chosen one, the battle was real, but the victory will be louder. The suffering was deep, but the joy will be greater. The pain was heavy, but the power will be undeniable. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to stand tall, to prepare your heart, to lift your voice in faith, and to step into the new season that has already been decreed over your life. God is about to reveal His justice. God is about to reverse the story. God is about to turn your pain into power. And when it happens, you will look back and realize it was worth it all. Chosen one, now that you've seen the battles you've endured and the victory that is drawing near, we must go deeper. It's time to understand why your journey has been marked with so much pain, why opposition seemed to follow you, why jealousy clung to you even when you had little, and why betrayal came from the very ones you loved most. These things were not random. They were not meaningless accidents. They were spiritual patterns, paradoxical laws, and human reactions to the light you carry. And when you understand them, you will stop blaming yourself, and instead, you will see the divine mission behind it all. The first truth is this: light always attracts attention. A candle in the dark cannot hide its flame. The very fact that you carry an uncommon spirit made you noticeable, even when you tried to blend in. You may have felt invisible at times, ignored in moments of need, but in reality, your presence was never unnoticed. People could sense something about you, something different, something set apart. Some were drawn to it, inspired by it, warmed by it, but others felt threatened by it, convicted by it, exposed by it. And so they attack not because of who you are outwardly, but because of the spiritual essence you carry inwardly. This is the paradox. The more chosen you are, the more you attract both love and hate. People will admire you in one breath and envy you in the next. They will celebrate you publicly but secretly resent you. Why? Because your existence reminds them of what they could be but have not yet become. Your resilience shines a mirror on their weakness. Your endurance highlights their excuses. Your light uncovers their shadows. And instead of allowing your presence to inspire them, many choose the easier path: to resent you, to gossip about you, to try to pull you down so they don't have to rise up themselves. And here's another paradoxical law: the higher your calling, the deeper your testing. Look through history and scripture. Every vessel chosen by God had to endure wilderness seasons. Moses fled into the desert before leading his people. Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned before ruling in Egypt. David was hunted and scorned before wearing the crown. Even Christ himself was rejected, beaten, and crucified before resurrection glory. If you are chosen, pain becomes part of the process. Not because God delights in suffering, but because suffering strips away illusions, purifies motives, and builds unshakable strength. Without the breaking, the vessel could not hold the glory that was to come. Chosen one, much of your pain came not from strangers, but from those closest to you. This is the sharpest wound: the betrayal of a friend, the rejection of family, the misunderstanding of those you tried to love. But there is a psychology behind this. Sometimes those who know you best struggle the most to accept your calling. They see your humanity, your flaws, your struggles. They remember your past mistakes, your weaknesses, your former self. And when God begins to raise you up, their minds cannot reconcile the person they thought you were with the person you are becoming. Instead of celebrating your growth, they cling to the old image of you, trying to box you into who you used to be. That is why chosen ones are so often rejected at home, and yet even this rejection has a purpose. It forces you to anchor your identity in God alone, not in the opinions of people. If everyone had affirmed you early, you might have depended on their validation instead of divine confirmation. But because you were misunderstood, you were driven into deeper intimacy with God. Because you were rejected, you discovered the one who never rejects. Because you were betrayed, you learned to place your trust not in shifting sands, but in the rock of ages. What looked like abandonment was actually alignment. Now let's go even deeper. Many of the attacks against you were not personal, they were spiritual. You carry a mission that threatens darkness. Your very life is an assignment. You were not sent here merely to exist, to work a job, to pay bills, and to fade away. You were sent here as a light, as a healer, as a messenger, as a breaker of generational chains. And the enemy saw that before you even realized it. That is why the warfare began early. That is why you've always felt different, why you could never quite fit in, why even as a child you carried a depth others did not understand. Your soul carries a mission, and the enemy tried to abort it through pain. But what the enemy did not understand is this: the attacks only awakened you. The more you were opposed, the more you sought God. The more you were betrayed, the more you learned discernment. The more you were rejected, the more you discovered resilience. Instead of killing you, the battles made you. Instead of burying you, the attacks planted you. Instead of silencing you, the pain gave you a prophetic voice. You are not here by accident. You are here because every attack was proof of your assignment. And this is your soul's mission: to turn your pain into power, and to use that power to free others, to look another broken soul in the eye and say, "I've been there too, but I didn't die there, and neither will you." To walk into rooms where heaviness lingers and shift the atmosphere with your presence. To live as evidence that God redeems, restores, and resurrects. That is why your life has been so hard, not because you were cursed, but because you were chosen. And chosen ones carry burdens that later become blessings, scars that later become stories, pain that later becomes power. When you see it this way, you realize it was never about the attack itself. It was about what the attack was trying to stop. If the enemy came so hard against you, it's because he feared what you would become if you survived. But here you are, survived, awakened, rising. And that means your mission is intact, your assignment is alive, and your destiny is unstoppable. So do not despise the pain anymore. Do not carry shame for the battles you fought. Do not curse the wilderness you walked through. See it for what it truly was: a refining fire, a proving ground, a divine classroom. You were being equipped, you were being prepared, you were being positioned. And now, with wisdom, strength, and authority forged in the furnace, you are ready to step into the fullness of your calling. Chosen one, the paradox of your life is this: the very things that were meant to break you became the very things that built you. The very ones who tried to silence you gave you a louder voice. The very pain that sought to bury you gave you roots that reach into eternity. And now your mission is clear: to shine so brightly that no darkness can withstand it, to walk so boldly that no fear can chain you, and to live so fully that others are awakened by your presence. You are chosen, and your soul's mission is unfolding. Chosen one, now that the truth has been spoken, let it sink deeply into your spirit. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not ordinary. You have been set apart since birth, marked with a divine seal that no trial, no betrayal, no rejection could erase. Every storm you endured was not proof of weakness, but evidence of your calling. Every tear you shed was not wasted, but stored in the heart of God. Every wound you carried was not a curse, but a sign that you were being shaped for a greater mission. You must remember who you are. You are not defined by the mistakes of your past, nor by the opinions of others, nor by the pain that once tried to swallow you. You are defined by the hand of the Creator who chose you, called you, and preserved you. You are defined by resilience that could not be broken, by faith that refused to die, by hope that still flickers even after the darkest nights. You are defined by the fact that you are still here, breathing, rising, becoming. The story of your life is shifting now. You are stepping out of the wilderness and into the promised land. You are walking out of the ashes and into beauty. You are moving from sorrow into joy, from pain into power, from being hidden into being revealed. And when people see you in this next season, they will marvel at the transformation. They will say, is this the same person who once struggled, who once wept, who once seemed broken? And the answer will be no. It will not be the same you. It will be the refined you, the anointed you, the chosen you, walking in the fullness of destiny. Chosen one, lift your head high because your future is radiant. Doors are about to open that no man can shut. Opportunities are about to come that will surprise even you. Healing is about to flow through the very places that once carried pain. Joy is about to spring up in the very areas that once brought despair. You will not just survive, you will thrive. You will not just endure, you will reign. You will not just hope, you will see the manifestation of what God promised. Do not be afraid to embrace this. Do not shrink back in false humility, or let the whispers of doubt convince you otherwise. You are worthy of the blessing because you were faithful in the battle. You are ready for the crown because you carried the cross. You are prepared for elevation because you endured the testing. This is your appointed time. This is your season of rising. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. And now, chosen one, I call you to act, not just to hear these words, but to embody them. Walk as if the promise is already yours. Speak as if the breakthrough is already here. Live as if the reversal has already begun, because in the realm of faith, it has. Heaven has already decreed it, and now it is only a matter of time before earth reflects what heaven has spoken. Stand boldly, pray fervently, love deeply, and walk with authority. Let your life itself become the testimony. As you go forward, carry this with you. No pain was wasted. Every scar became strength. Every battle became wisdom. Every betrayal became protection, and every loss became preparation for gain. You are chosen, and nothing, no person, no demon, no circumstance can undo what God has spoken over your life. So breathe, beloved. Rest your weary heart. You are stepping into a new season, one filled with light, favor, peace, and power. And when you look back one day, you will see that every valley, every shadow, every lonely night was worth it, because it led you here to this very moment, to this very truth. Chosen one, you are not at the end. You are at the beginning of something glorious. The pain is being turned into power, the sorrow into strength, the silence into a song. Rise now, for heaven has already declared, your story is far from over, and the best is yet to come. Go forward with courage. Go forward with faith. Go forward with the quiet confidence of one who knows they are chosen. And as you do, may your life echo into eternity, the truth of a God who turns pain into power, and a chosen one who walked through fire but emerged with glory. Farewell for now, chosen soul. Until we meet again, carry this truth in your heart. You are loved, you are protected, and you are destined to reign.